Hello, everyone, and welcome to Love Qualified. This is another monthly reset vlog, and this specifically is a reset for July 2024. I started off this day with my devotion, and I was reading the Business Meetings with God devotional, which is for Christian entrepreneurs. And then I also did my Bible study. I'm currently studying the book Matthew. And then after that, I had a very quick breakfast because I was heading out to meet a friend. And this is me listening to the Daily Audio Bible podcast on Spotify as I was walking to the train station. I actually left the house really late this day, so I had to make a run for the train, but I did not miss the train, thank God. It was a very sunny day that day, which is amazing. And I'm still reading my book, this book, Strawberry Sunflowers by Tokpe Omotosho. So when I met up with my friend, I was showing her around London as she's new to the UK. So we went to central London. We looked at the London Eye, Big Ben, the London Bridge, and then we also went to Buckingham Palace as well and just showed her around, took some photos, and then we also played some games later on. So we went to an arcade and we played lots of different games. It was like dancing, basketball, like pinball, car racing, whatever. And then finally we went to Nando's and had some food, which was very, very delicious. So in this video, we're going to be specifically focusing on mid-year reflections because if you think about it, we are 6 months into 2024. We are halfway through the year 2024. So I'm going to be talking about some reflections, and then we will talk about how I'm prepping for Q3 of 2024. And then finally, we're going to talk about how I just plan to scale the business in 2024. So the remaining half of the year. So let's get right into it. So, in the category of work and life, I did my very first appraisal at my new job. So, I did that this month, like last month, 2024, June, and it was great. So I've been working at my new job now for well over a year. So, my first day there was the 15th of May 2023. So it's been well over a year since I started working there, and it has been a journey of growth. I have learned so much as a person, as a professional. But yeah, I did my appraisal and I did really well. It was just so nice to talk about my progress and the things that I plan to do in the future just to progress in my career. So I'm quite excited about that. So I give God all the glory. The next thing in terms of work in life is that I took my very first study leave this year. Last year, even though I'd only been working from May till the end of the year, I was still entitled to some study leave, but I did not know about it. So I didn't take any study leave. But this year, I think it's 4 days of study leave because I only work 4 days a week, but I need to clarify that. Anyway, I took 1 day of study leave, which was actually 2 days ago, and I started doing some online training modules that I'm doing. If you've watched my previous um, reset vlogs, I've mentioned that I'm planning to do some training so I can be able to fit coils, contraceptive coils, and implants. And I have been working through the list of things and requirements that I need to do. So there are some modules, some online modules that I need to complete to help refresh my knowledge about the things that I need to do, because there's an online exam that you need to write as well at some point. So I took my first study leave and I finally started doing those modules, which is great. And then I mentioned in last vlog that I was thinking about going back to my early start. So I used to start work at 8 a.m. and have a nice break between my morning clinics and afternoon clinic. But then since April, they pushed it to 9 a.m. as sort of like a trial basis, but I was struggling a lot. It wasn't sustainable for me to not have that break between the morning clinic and afternoon clinic. So as of last week or 2 weeks ago, I've officially gone back to my 8 a.m. starts, and I already love it so much better. And I will talk about that in terms of health benefits of doing that when I come to the health section. But yeah, that's something that has happened, and I'm so happy that they're very flexible in terms of like moving stuff around, my timetable, my start times. They're very flexible about that. If something's not working, I can always just tell them and discuss with them, and they're very happy to change things. So I'm happy about that. And then my husband and I also went home to visit my parents to celebrate Father's Day. We surprised him by celebrating him on the Sunday. So after church, we took him out for lunch in like a Ghanaian restaurant. And it was so nice for us to, we ate and we celebrated and we prayed for him and just told him how much we loved him and appreciated him. So it was quite nice to celebrate Father's Day in that way. And also, yesterday I was able to hang out with a friend of mine from boarding school. So you guys may know I've mentioned a few times if you watch these vlogs. I went to a boarding school in Cameroon called Seika Baptist College, and some of my friends in the batch. So I only went there for 5 years before I moved to the UK. It's a 7 year, like it's like a high school and college or sixth form kind of thing. Um, but I only went there for 5 years, and then I before we relocated to the UK. I mean, I have some of my classmates here in the UK, but um, in the last month, in the last year or so, some more of my classmates have relocated to the UK. So I hung out with one of them yesterday, and she's new to the UK, so I just took her out like a tour guide. Not a very great tour guide, but we went to central London. It was such a sport. I had like I did like 15,000 steps yesterday and burned like 500 calories. Like it was a workout. But I thank God it was just really good to like hang out with her, and hopefully there would be so much more things that we'll be able to do in the future. So I'm just glad that I have people here who are from Cameroon, and just adding to my friends list. So it's quite nice to do that. So moving on to faith and ministry, that's the next thing that we're going to be talking about today. The first thing is that I did mention in last reset that I was feeling a bit discouraged with continuing the fervent book study sessions because the last few live streams that we've done, I wasn't noticing as much engagement and I wasn't sure if anybody was watching really. I did plan to do a session in June. It's just that I'd never just got the time to do it. Like June was quite busy in terms of the weekends because I usually do them on Saturdays, but I just didn't have the time to do it. So I'm hoping to resume those sessions in July. I really want to finish these sessions because I have a different plan or a different direction I want to take, like live streams on this channel. So I do plan to finish them because I do like that book and I feel like it will encourage someone out there. So I will finish the sessions. Hopefully, we'll resume that in July. So keep an eye out for that. And then also, in my last vlog, so my last days in the life of a Christian author vlog, I did mention a little bit there about some of the work that I did last month. So in June for the Love Qualified Foundation. So Love Qualified Foundation is the non-profit arm of my Love Qualified business, and basically, it's a non-profit that I plan by God's grace to launch in 2026. So I have been working on the business plan since March, I think, and just covering like different aspects and doing a lot of research. So this month I did so much work on this and I did a lot of work in terms of the market analysis. So just looking at all the other charities at the moment that have similar aims and similar missions and visions to the charity that I'm planning to set up, just to see what makes this foundation different from their one and how we can have a potential collaboration in the future. So I did a lot of research into that, and then I also researched some potential individual partners. So it took me like hours one day just sitting down going through like Pinterest, going through Instagram, people's friends, like my own friends, like people that follow me. Like I was feeling discouraged before because I was like, I don't think that I have that many connections, but actually the people that I follow and the people who follow me, that these are people, professionals in their field, who I could potentially work with. And that's why it's important to connect. It's important to put yourself out there. So I have a long list of people that we could potentially connect in the future. And I'm already feeling so very encouraged because one of the things that was discouraging me about setting up this foundation is because I'm such an introvert and I was just like, I don't know anybody. But that's a lie from the pit of hell. I do know people. Okay. I have a social media presence. That's one thing that, as introverted as I am, I'm still very, very shocked at how much I am present on social media. And I have made lots and lots of connections over the years. And God has just been so faithful with bringing so many amazing people my way. And these are people that I know that we're going to make brilliant connections in the future. So I'm excited about that. And I'm feeling so encouraged. So, like I said, we still got like well over a year, almost 2 years to plan for this. Yeah, over 2 years to plan for this. So I'm still going to just continue doing research and planning and working on the business plan until I finish. So I thank God for that. I was able to do that. And then the last thing in terms of faith and ministry I just want to talk about is just how grateful I am for our growth on YouTube. Now, I know it's a slow growth, but some of you guys may know if you've been watching me from day one. I don't know if anybody here who has been watching me from day one. If you have been watching me from day one, then I would love to know because my content has changed over time. I think I might do a separate video just talking about my YouTube journey and just how grateful I am for you guys and how God has used this channel to change my life. Yeah, there's a trend going around say how YouTube changed my life. Like literally, I need to do that video. So hopefully that will be coming soon. But I'm just so grateful for the community that we're building here. At the beginning of this year, when I did my goals for 2024 video, I did mention that one of the things I wanted to do on YouTube this year is to grow a community. And basically, I'm trying to grow a community of Christian authors, Christian entrepreneurs that we can connect together, learn together, grow together, because this channel is all about faith, entrepreneurship, and just this day-to-day lifestyle challenges. And I've been able to be consistent by God's grace with churning out that content. There was something that happened to me earlier this year, I think in March, which just solidified my decision to completely change the direction of this channel. I used to do a lot of student stuff when I was a student and a lot of my professional aspect of things, so actually doing like physician associate vlogs and all of that, but I have decided to stop doing all of that and focus on my faith and entrepreneurship journey, especially my life as a Christian author, and encouraging other authors to write their God stories. That's why I talk a lot about like author stuff, sharing my life as a Christian author, and also a Christian author who's building a business online. This one video I posted earlier this year, I think in February, is how to write a book in 2024, and that video has been doing fairly well, and there's been a lot of subscribers that have come through from that video. So if you've come from that video, hi, I'm so happy that you're here, and I hope that the content that we're sharing out here is going to encourage you to write the story that God has placed in your heart. So I'm so excited for the growth here in YouTube. I know that it can only get better from here, so I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around, and I know that God is going to continue to encourage us even as we grow together. So when we talk about health, obviously the fact that I've been able to change my start times back to 8 a.m. for my work, I have been able to resume my walking. So I used to be able to have enough time between my morning clinic and afternoon clinic that I'll be able to go out for a walk during lunchtime and then come back and then rest before my afternoon clinic. So I wasn't able to do that when I moved to my start time to 9 a.m. But by the special grace of God, I have been able to resume that, and it feels so much better for my mental health and my mood, and it's just so helpful for my health in general because I'm able to keep up with my steps and with those calories and the stand goals. I always carry my watch with me just to make sure that I hit those goals. That has been so much better for me. I have also resumed my dance workouts this month. I've done quite a few, like 3 dance workouts or so. So hopefully in the month of July, more dance workouts, more walking, more activity. Yeah, like I said, that was one of the goals I wanted for 2024 is to move more and just incorporate that into my lifestyle, into my life, just to move more and make that a priority. And I'm so grateful to God for that. My sleep is still a work in progress. So I always say every monthly reset, I'm always like, I want to be able to sleep more, at least 8 hours of sleep, and just feel well rested. God is working on me. It's still a work in progress, but I'm making progress. And I thank God for that. That's all I'm going to say for now. It's still a work in progress, but I thank God for bringing me this far and just helping me to be able to work on this. And then the last thing is that I've been in a bit of a reading slump lately. So for the last few months, I was struggling to read, a lot of books. But actually, I started reading a book by one of my fellow author friends. It's called Strawberry Sunflowers by Tokpe Omotosho. And this is the third book in her flower series. I read the first book, Brown Roses, like was it 2 years ago when it released. Then I read the second book, Yellow Hibiscus, and now this is the third book, Strawberry Sunflowers, and the fourth book is out already, which is like Blue Roses. But I'm trying to finish this one so that I can then move on to the fourth one. I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm like 60% into the book. So hopefully in the next few weeks I will finish it. And then in one of the author vlogs, author writing vlogs, I will give a review of the book. But the cover is so beautiful. I'll leave it here. If you want to check out Tope Omotosho, she's also another Christian author. And she writes amazing books. She writes God's heart, and her books are always so thought-provoking. Characters that are so real, relatable. Characters that go through like deep stuff, and just shining the God's love through. So I would advise you to check her out. Check her out. Now we're gonna move on to business achievements for June, and you guys know I'm always so excited to talk about business achievements because God is just doing so much. But again, I'm gonna start with the stuff that didn't go on, like the not so great stuff that happened in June. So if you guys watched my last reset, I had said that I was one of the plans for June was to do the One Who Sees Me ebook sale. So the One Who Sees Me is the third book in my contemporary Christian romance series, and it was its 1 year anniversary on the 6th of June. So for the One Who Loves Me, which is the second book in that series, I did the 2 year book anniversary in May, and I actually did a paid newsletter promo where I actually paid this Christian newsletter to promote the book because I was doing a 99-cent ebook sale, and that did really well. Like, it was very successful. Got a lot of downloads, got my money back over the few days that I ran the sale for. And then I tried a different strategy this time around. I said, okay, I'm not going to do a paid newsletter promo. I'm just going to do it with just promoting on social media, promoting it to my newsletter, and just see whether there's a huge difference in terms of the sales. And yeah, there was a huge difference in terms of the sales. Of course, we got sales, but not as many as I did for the promo. So I've learned my lesson. Even though it was good, fairly good, it wasn't as great as the sale that I did in May. So whenever I do a sale for any of my books, I would plan to do a newsletter promo because the return on investment on that is much better, and obviously I'm always able to reach more new readers, which is always an added bonus. So that's one thing that didn't go so well, but I've learned my mistakes and I will do better next time. The second thing is that we are on track to double our income from last year. So I had a set income goal that I set for the year. If you guys watched my 2024 goals, something like I did a writing, publishing, and business goals. I'll leave the link up here. Earlier this year, and I did set an income goal for the year. I did plan, one of the things I was wanting to do, although I didn't think that I would be able to do, was to double the amount of the income, like the gross revenue that we had for 2023. That's to double that in 2024. Now that we are the mid-year, I can see where we are at, whether we're on track, and I'm very happy to say that we are on track by God's grace. And yes, it's just up and on from here, and I'm so excited. I also finished the copy edits for The One Who Holds Me with my editor. So we have started the proofreads right now, and hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be able to finish the proofreads, which I'm so excited about. I have finished writing the acknowledgement section. So one of my goals for 2020 for June was to work on the front and back matter for The One Who Holds Me, because we are so close to like the end. Like, release day is what, June, July, August, so like less than 3 months away. I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm so excited for that. So I've done the acknowledgements. I still need to work on like the author's note and like the glossary, and there's so many things I still need to do. But hopefully we'll be able to finish that in July, because I'm going to be formatting in July, so I need to get that done in July. We also had our lowest expense month this month, and I'm so excited about that. So we have been spending a lot. Like in January we spent a lot because for a lot of the subscriptions, like newsletter newsletter hosting sites and the website subscriptions, lots of other things. We spend a lot of money on that. But I've been praying for a month where we spent less than £100, and in the month of June we only spent about 50 something pounds, which is just for Facebook ads or for Instagram ads. And I'm so excited about that. I just realized by the end of the month that we haven't actually spent anything so much apart from the ads that we did. So thank God for that. I don't know if every month will continue to be like that from here on out. Probably not, because actually next month one of the expenses I need to pay my editor for, the copy edits and proofreads and developmental edits that we've done. And then I also need to pay my cover designer the second half of the cover. So I can see that in the next few months we have some expenses lined up for us. But I thank God for this month. That was the lowest expense. And then I've just also enjoyed like the benefits of the passive income aspect of my business. This month, like in June, I didn't have much interest in like content making or like posting on social media. Of course, like when I started this business in 2022, TikTok was the main like marketing strategy for me, and it brought me a lot of readers and also a lot of like newsletter subscribers, and it just put me out there. I think that it's important as an author to be on social media. I think that at least one social media platform is good, because one of the ways, and also for free, that you can reach readers, your ideal audience or ideal readers, is online. I think that that is a known fact. But sometimes you just don't feel like creating content. It's draining, it's time consuming. And so, since I started noticing a success with Instagram ads and Facebook ads, I was just able to just rely a lot on that in June. It was only like the last few days of June where I actually sat down to create content for social media for like TikTok. I just did not feel like it. But the Facebook ads and Instagram ads were working perfectly, and I was still able to get like to hit the income targets for the month, and so I just let it ride out. I'm just so glad about the fact that I've been able to get to this point in my business where a lot of the things are really passive. Obviously, it took me a while to do the setup, like to actually write the books and publish them, and to research like the keywords and stuff that will work for the Instagram ads and Facebook ads. But once you've done that initial setup and everything is working for you, you're literally earning money in your sleep. And that's the definition of passive income. Like, in terms of like marketing in the month of June, I barely did anything. Like, I would say, apart from doing the Facebook ads, I barely did anything. So I'm just grateful to God that this is something that I even have the privilege to do. And obviously, over the next few months, I would really try to leverage on that and to try and see if I can scale the passive income side of my business. Obviously, I did do some coaching calls in June. So I did one coaching call for a repeat client, which I had mentioned in the last reset video. But the rest of it was literally like passive. And I'm grateful to God for that. One thing that God has been teaching me a lot, I think, this year is about creating systems for repeated growth and sustainability. And that's something that I've been thinking about, is like, how can I create systems in the business that would continue to generate income, continue to make the impact that we're making, but also for repeated growth. And the word is sustainability. So obviously I'd found success with the Instagram ads with the certain keywords that I use. Obviously, when something works, you continue to use it, right? Because that's how business is. Like, if you find a marketing strategy that works for you, then you have to keep like repeating that so that you keep getting the same results. And also in the long term, something that's sustainable. That's why I think passive income aspect of things is sustainable, because obviously free marketing like social media, you have to pour in a lot of your time, and sometimes that might not be sustainable depending on how busy you are and just how your life is in general, period. So I've been thinking a lot about, like, God has just really been helping me to think a lot about how I can develop the strategies, or put strategies and processes and systems in place that would provide repeated growth and sustainability. And God has also been really just showing me that this season I am in my business, like in my business journey, is a sowing season. And basically in the last few days, God has been throwing gems at me, and I'm going to share them with you. So it says this is a sowing season, and the sowing season is always strenuous, and always hard, and that's the time where you would want to give up, because you're just like you're trying different things and just trying to see what works. But it says when the harvest comes, it will be glorious. And I don't know if this word is just for me. I'm sure there's somebody here also listening to that, whether you're a Christian author, starting this journey and you're feeling discouraged, or you're a Christian entrepreneur or business owner listening to this, you're discouraged in your journey. Just like this word encouraged me, I hope that it encourages you too. The sowing season is always strenuous, the sowing season is always hard, but when the harvest comes, it will be glorious. And I hope that God will continue to strengthen you as you continue on in this sowing season in Jesus' name. The other thing that God has been teaching me is about comfort zones. I'm somebody who loves my comfort zone. Like, I do not like to be stretched. I don't like stress. So, but God has been convicting me. He says that my comfort zone can want to hinder me from taking up divine opportunities, but God will give me the boldness to step forward. It's that boldness to take that leap of faith, that boldness to do something that you've never done before. Because if you want a result that you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done before. It thinks I think about my this song "Go Get It" by Mary Mary, one of my favorite Christian girl bands. And there's the song in Go Get It. There's a line there that says, "If you want something along the lines," I'm paraphrasing. And I was like, "If you want something that," I'll write the line on the screen. It says, "If you want something you've never had before, then you need to do something you've never done before. So you need to go get it." You know. So yeah, I just really, 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 really like relate to that word, and I think that's really for me about comfort zones, trying to make sure that I'm not sitting comfortably, because God is really trying to catapult me into a new season, and I need to prepare my heart for it. And the last thing really that God has been teaching me is the fact that He is doing a new thing. God is doing a new thing. So I need to pray that He opens my mind. I need to pray that He opens my heart to creative ideas, the creative ideas that are needed to make impact and in kingdom influence for His glory. He's doing a new thing. I need to see that He's making a way in the wilderness. He's catapulting me into a new season. And I need to be ready. Like, I need to prepare my heart to be ready. I need to prepare to take those bold steps rather than to be comfortable. And I'm so excited to share with you guys all the things that I'm learning over the next few months. Like I said, this is how I'm prepping for Q3, preparing my heart, throwing myself at God's feet, leaning on Him, depending on Him, and just downloading all of these things into my spirit, because I know that there's greater things ahead. And for me to grasp those things, I need to be ready. I need to be ready. That's what God is teaching me, that I need to be ready. Now, that's a good way to sort of like transition into our goals for July 2024, because moving on from that, like all those things that God has been teaching me, one thing that I want to do, one thing that I'm going to try to do is to try and scale the business in terms of the Facebook and slash Instagram ads. It's mainly Instagram ads, because I've been doing £3 a day so far the last few months, and it's been working perfectly. Like, I've been spending just less than £60. I want to scale that to £5 a day for this series. So it's been working really well. So if I can do a £5 a day, I usually do like 20 days. So for the first 10 days, I would just be doing the usual social media, email marketing, all those different things. And then for 20 days out of the month, I would do £3 a day. So I want to scale that to £5 a day in July. So I will let you guys know the results for that in the next monthly reset. The other thing, obviously, that I mentioned I want to do is to finish the proofreads for The One Who Holds Me, for my editor, but also proofreads for myself on Vellum. So I want to format it, and then I want to do the proofreads on Vellum. I want to finish writing the front and back matter for The One Who Holds Me, and I want to finish the cover sketch for the book, because I'm going to be working on the cover with my cover designer in August. So July is the month where I need to finish that, and obviously I want to format it as well. So there you go. That's our reset for the month of July. I'm so excited for everything that God is doing. I'd love to know what God has been teaching you. If you're a Christian author, if you're a Christian entrepreneur, I'd love to know what you're learning in this journey and how you're preparing for Q3 and all the things that God has been teaching you. Remember that the sovereign love of the one true God has qualified you to be his beloved one. Take care and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.